Hi, Stephen. So, since this is different from the usual way we do close readings, I'll be sure to post all of the quotes that I've chosen in the description so that you can keep along. Also, I kind of readjusted the quotes that I originally chose and kind of chose quotes that were all in the same proximity together so that way it could be easier for you. So I'm going to focus this close read on Veronica's unreliability. You'll see in the title it has quotation marks around it because when we first started discussing the gathering, I questioned her reliability and it was something that stuck out to me. However, as I've been reading more and more, I can see that I don't think I see her as an unreliable narrator right now. So I'm going to guide you to page 60. Right before the first paragraph starts. But such details and dates were too terrible for a child to take in. It seems because my mind has blanked them out, but completely. So, although this is a very short quote, I believe it holds a lot of power in how Veronica describes things, especially when it comes to her reliability. And I don't believe I have a close read for this because it kind of says what I'm getting around to for my claim. It's simply because it's not that she's unreliable as a character. It's just that these are certain events in her life or some that she can't remember or that she doesn't want to remember. So I'm going to pretty much use the quotes I chose to support my claim to better expand on why I feel like she's not an unreliable narrator. So I'm going to take you to page 50. And I'm kind of going to jump a little bit on this page. We're going to start at the second paragraph, first sentence in the middle of it. And I really believe this to have happened on the same day. And then we're going to jump in the middle of the paragraph. And though common sense says that these two events should have not happened on the same day, I say that they did. I think one thing we have to realize that we have to look at Veronica as if she was a person. So if you reflect on your childhood, you're going to remember things differently from when they originally happened. It's just simply because we're human. So that's one thing I noticed. When she describes her childhood as well, she often says, I imagine. And you can find that on page 51, last paragraph. We were good children mostly. I imagine that we were good children. So again, it kind of just hints to the fact that these are things that she remembers from her childhood, just simply based on reflecting. Also, also on page 53, starting in the middle of the page, when she is talking to Liam when she first gave birth to Rebecca. It's going to start in the middle of the page. How are you? He might have said. And then we're going to jump to when she responds back. Fine, I would have said back. Again, reiterating that these are the only ways that she could ever remember based on the context of the relationship she had with the people in her childhood and adulthood. I'm also going to take you to page 66. Bottom of the page, right before the paragraph starts. I do not think we remember our family in any real sense. We live in them instead. So, based on the things she knows about her family, it's the way she's going to remember how certain things in her life happened. Just simply because some of these things are blocked out, or some of these things are things she doesn't want to remember, or things that she remembers a certain way. And the last quote I'm going to use to support my quote is going to be on page 69. And it's going to be in the middle of the page, starting with "I was wearing." However, that isn't a part of the quote, but it's right after. "It was a long time ago. I cannot remember what I was wearing." That simply just tells you that some of these things are going to be made up. Some of these things are just going to be based off to what she can remember, and whether the things she wants to remember or the things she chooses to say are going to be important to the story. So like following that, it says, "I was wearing a blue dress." I don't think what color dress would really affect the way she was telling the story to Emily and Rebecca in this particular scene. Thanks for allowing me to submit my presentation through vlog. I look forward to seeing you in class on Wednesday.